Hallo, schönen guten Abend zusammen. Wir fangen an mit der Session Corp versus Corp, Profiling Modern Espionage. So it's something about espionage and espionage. The session will be brought to you by Roberto Preatoni and Fabio Gioni.
Guten Abend. Wie geht's? I was studying actually German when I was a kid, but I never practiced it, so I forgot it. I'm sorry. Well, Scheisse, I just remember. But okay, it will be in English. We will talk today about profiling modern state and industrial espionage. Before starting, my colleague actually will talk together with me. He is Fabio Gioni, and beside being a personal friend of mine, he's, in my opinion, one of the best professionals in the counter-espionage, counterintelligence, and anti-terrorism field. He has a broad experience also in telecommunication, while me personally, I am the Zone H guy, so the script kiddie, and but we are balancing together. So. I would like to introduce you before starting our new project, just a few months old. Maybe you were reading on the website of the CCC about the releasing of a hacker comic. This is our 4th episode. So we produced a hacker comic, especially for this Congress. At the end of this presentation, we have only 50 of such CDs containing the hacker comic PDF, plus a music track named after the Congress, private investigation. And if you don't get your copy of the CD, don't worry, because we will hand over a lot more of CDs during the final ceremony at the end of the Congress. And please just take one copy, not a bunch of them, so you can leave for everybody. Thanks. Special guests. As a special guest in this comic episode, we have CCC Tim Pritlove. He is quite resembling him. And another guy, which is, again, a friend of us. We were all together, me, him, Tim Pritlove, and this guy whose name is Gaius. He's a hell of social engineer, and he could convince your mother that she never delivered you, just by talking like this. A very interesting guy I would like all of you to meet in your life. Anyway, let's go ahead. And of course, you know the Blinken Lights project. You have seen also some samples in the dark room. The comic will be talking about the new version, the even more interactive version of the Blinken Lights. So quite interesting comic. And of course, it is, you know, CCC loves space. You saw the rocket just parked out there. So the comic is also about space trips. Now, next. Just a few words about Zone H. This is not a conference about Zone H. Maybe you know it, maybe you don't know it. Before Zone H, actually another German project at oldas.org was existing. We are tracking web server intrusions, defacements basically. I just want to report you an interesting number. This year, we reported 540,000 web server intrusion. It's a staggering number. Just in 2002, the number of web server intrusion was 10,000, 12,000 maximum per year. Now we get several thousands per day, each day. Now, why am I taking the hassle to reporting this to you? After all, we are just talking about defacements, and defacements are a very stupid crime. Yes, I do agree with you that defacements are a very stupid crime, but they're a very good indicator about the vulnerable level of the server side of the internet. And actually, it is the only tangible level, because when we get statistics from big companies, big vendors, this is just commercial bullshit. I mean, the only real data we can get, it's from the web server defacements. Also because we set up such system where we don't get the notification of the defacement unless the attacker is revealing the technical methodology for the intrusion, and even the motivation, can be personal or political, which are eventually disclosed to the administrator of the server to help to fix it. Anyway, don't think, okay, they are just script kiddies, who cares? We are talking about company espionage and state espionage today. If you think that techniques used to do espionage and counter-espionage are different from the techniques used by script kiddies, then you're wrong. Very rarely a specific attacking tool is crafted, written for the purpose of violating a specific server. 99% of the time, all you need, it is to just use exactly the same techniques used by script kiddies. So this huge number, it's a very good indicator for us that the full internet is very vulnerable. Now, we will see a piece of movie very interesting.
Okay, just before that, I wanted to just catch the ball that Roberto gave, saying, just to give you an example, there was one time, there were a couple of guys doing a penetration test. There were two very good skilled guys. One of them was much more skilled than the other one. And they had the same target, okay? And the less skilled guy, it took about 10 minutes. The other one, it took 2 hours and a half, because the one that made it in 2 hours and a half had to craft specifically a Trojan horse to do exactly that same thing. So it took a long time to do that, and the intelligence cycle just was lost. The simple guy, he just did it, you know, very easily, in a very simple way, not aesthetic, nothing special, but he just got the product. So now we're going to show you this little movie, and then I'm going to explain you why.
Sir, the vehicle is stopped.
So this is the real deal now. He's sure this time.
He sounds scared shitless.
Good. That's all it is.
All units, Irene. I say again, Irene.
Check him already. 5 on flight up ready. 4-1 on the ready.
Irene!
So, some of you might have recognized the movie Black Hawk Down, which was taken from a real event. So why did I... The only original copy. Anyway, the reason why I showed it to you and took a little bit of your time is because just in this little few minutes, they were enclosed all the concept of what is intelligence, what is asymmetric conflict, and everything else. So you saw a big superpower spending billions of dollars in satellites, communication, Delta Force, training of people, big weapons, everything strategies, consultants that cost hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. And then you get a small kid, with a phone. And this small kid with the phone just destroyed this whole operation. Just with a little act, of intelligence. How much does it cost a small kid with a phone? Just, you feed him, just give him a food once a day, just so he doesn't die too soon, and then you give him a phone, and that's it. You pay the phone bill. So this is what we are faced with right now, and what we are going to be faced with in the next conflict, in the next years to come. These people, and this is what's happening in Iraq right now, and in all the other countries where this type of wars are being fought, Because anybody would use unconventional weapons in the measure that they don't have anything else to use. I was explaining before to a person at lunchtime, he was asking me, what is unconventional? What is something unconventional? I said, well, it's you have a fork, you use it to eat, or you use it to stab a person. So the one is conventional, the other one is unconventional. So you use whatever you have. And I remember when the war in Iraq started, there was this little drawing of this huge marine with big weapons and this night vision things, etc. And this small Iraqi, very thin, with the sand in his hand, and he threw it in the eye of the marine and said, shit, this is not fair, you're being unconventional. And that's, so you need to use the normal weapons. I don't have the money. Anyway, so this is the index, never mind, okay. Okay, so this is a thing that almost everybody since 2001 is saying. It says, oh, everything changed after 2001, there is all this big thing that changed the world. And in fact, it did, so that's why I'm showing it. I remember, I've been working in the security field for 20 years now, and it was so tough to get money to do security. You just said, I want to do security. Give me a budget, and I said, why? I said, because I'm going to prevent incidents. I said, but if I prevent them, the incidents are not happening. So if they're not happening, there are no incidents, so I'm not going to get the money the next year. And it was really, really difficult. You had to be like a very big social engineer or get really, to be a very good friend of the CEO to get money. After 2001, you got big budgets just like that, governments and the big industries. And so what happened then? That this started to happen actually before 2001, but it was amplified by these big budgets. These big budgets were being used by companies and by governments, both to do security, defensive security, and the other one is to do offensive security. The offensive security is never mentioned. So we tried to find a word and not to dirty the name of the hacker for these people that they don't do something just out of curiosity, but they do it just out of the desire to have more money. Okay, you work, you want to have money, but just to live. These guys, they just want money. They don't care about religion. They don't care about politics. They don't care about people. They just care about making money. And actually, there are quite a lot of them, not so many, professional people that do just this as a job. We call it jigo, which is a term which comes from go, which is danger in Japanese. Say go, go, go is danger. And then it's like a phantom, somebody that just does something and disappears. Why did we choose this name? Because these people, you never heard about, you never hear about them in the media. Did you ever hear about, an industry got this or that secret stolen? This pharmaceutical industry got this formula stolen and it was given to its competitor? You never heard about it because industries and governments don't want to let this thing known if they find out. But most of the times, they never find out. And we're going to show you some examples afterwards. So, what is meant by industrial espionage is not just